Come on in, welcome to my home. It's November. Alright, so it's not November, but it's going to be November very, very soon, which means it's time for the November Bullet Journal, or the November Digital Bullet Journal. Wow. It has gone fast, and I've got a couple questions for you that you can think about while you're watching me do this and look back. My questions are, do you keep a bullet journal? And if so, what kind of bullet journal do you keep? And what things do you keep in your bullet journal? That's what I'd be interested in knowing. Are you a planner? Do you keep your mood trackers? Those sort of things. Let me know down in the comments. But the first thing that we need to do, we need to look back at our October bullet journal. Now today is oh my gosh, I just forgot what day it is. Today is the 19th. So we're going to go back and we're going to look up at our October bullet journal up until now. Here we are at the October 1st calendar. And you can see how it works out really well with, I had everything which I did, and the best part about putting these things on the calendar is I can go back and see when things happen, especially with deliveries. Did I remember that I had something delivered? Did I remember I had a meeting? I can find these things really quickly on my calendar. And I still absolutely love the little picture. Like I said, I don't read the caption, but I do love the picture. Once again, I mean, to have everything from my grocery pickups to my food order pickups, the sleep thing I did actually use this time, which, did it do any benefits? I don't know. I don't know if it did any benefits. But I did actually consistently do that every week or every night, and during the day if I took a nap. I would write down, when I went to bed, when I got up, so that way I could keep track of my sleep schedule, which I'm now getting about 8 hours of sleep a night, or a day, night, day, however you want to look at it, which is including the nap thing. But I want to stress what's important about this is the fact that I can look back and see, and if I think that this gets too cluttered with the whole history thing, once I take off my history, the plants, the other calendars that I don't need, I can make this as cluttered or as uncluttered as I would like it to be. That I am super loving, and also we won't even get into Tuesday the 13th where I didn't go to bed till midnight because I was editing. It was a rough day. But I do want to stress this. I really like having all this stuff in one place. We are on today, which right now we are doing one of these processes, which is recording the home video, which is you guys. So, and I still have to clean my bedroom today. We're going to be talking about the 30-minute cleaning thing soon, but if you are a keen eye, you'll notice that is already scheduled on there. But the cool thing I want to stress, and I say this every month, but to not have to keep going back and rewriting is very, very neat. And then the fact that this ties in with my other social media, so if you follow me on the other social media, which should be listed down below in the description, if you follow those, you will see that my theming isn't just in my bullet journal, but my theming is within my whole house, which makes, I think, the theming a little bit better because when you watch my cleaning videos, you'll notice that the house changes. It doesn't look like I could have filmed this cleaning video, just once and just replayed it 50,000 times. No, every month the house looks slightly different. So that's always a fun thing. But keeping to this schedule to me is super important. And you can even tell what time I'm filming this. I'm now filming this at 11 o'clock. Now I will go back through and show you this really cool thing which works on desktop. Okay, so, and one of you guys showed me this. If you have checked everything, I can click on these three little dots, the More menu, and I can uncheck all items all at once. So then I can check off back to where it was, and that makes it so much faster. I can put in all sorts of things in here, but I absolutely love that, and I like the fact that it appears right so that they're right together, and I can do this so I can schedule from my uh, mail all the way through. So this is a handy little thing. I personally think that month went pretty well. Now, let's get on to the new month. This time I've decided I am not going to do a quote because I've found that I do not look at the quotes whatsoever, so that's just something extra. I do like having the month on there, so I will include the month, but the quote, not going to happen. And the other thing that you'll notice is that my pictures are my pictures because I found that I relate more to it. It goes in with the theme, and that's one of the things which I want to address is the fact that a lot of people like bullet journals because they can do a particular theme with their bullet journal, which is cool. But when I do a theme, I do my whole house. My whole house becomes the theme of that bullet journal. And so, yeah, if you have some themes that you'd like to see, let me know down in the comments. But this time we are going to go for a nice fall, you'll see it. It sort of went along with my Halloween theme, but it is less Halloween, more let's get ready for fall, however more on the brighter end of it. So let's get that cover going and everything. So what we are going to do is we are going to lower that. And now I'm using Photoshop Elements. I think that is probably linked down below. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new blank file, and we're going to do this Instagram style. So we're going to do November, let's hope I spell November right, 2020. And as I've said before, I do this Instagram style simply because I will put this picture up on Instagram. So, on my desktop, all I have to do is then find the file where I have the picture that I want to use. And it's either going to be this one or that one. Let's take a look. Probably be this one. Alright, so then I'm going to zoom out a lot. And we are going to make this picture bigger. As big as we can, getting all the information in that we want to get in. So what's important with this picture? Well, the leaf, the blessings plate in the center. Oh, this really is going to work out well. Probably go a little smaller with that. There. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my color. We're going to try this in the green, but I don't know if that will actually work. Now I'm going to do the November part. We'll see how big that is. Oh, that's tiny. Huh. That's going to have to be bigger. I thought that would be big enough. November 2020. Ha! It isn't even close to being big enough. So I want to make that centered. That isn't even close. Alright, let's do 200. 200 is too big. Yes, I do know that I could do this just by stretching the box, but I personally like to do it this way. Now we're going to highlight you guys and see if we like the color. No, we don't. We don't like that color at all. Let's try that. Well, I mean, we know we're going to want something a little bit brighter. Oh, hey. I am pulling my colors from the picture itself, and I just now realized that I didn't white balance this picture. Let's do that. So let's white balance this picture. We're going to do this the easy way, and I should have done this to begin with. I do not know why I didn't. No, I don't want crop. cancel. What am I doing? It must be early in the morning. Levels. Now here's where this is going to get super interesting, because that plate is not actually white. It's an off-white. However, we do know in this plate that these lights, see, that's what I was afraid of. We're going to drag our levels. Ooh. Not liking that. Because the problem is, we don't want to lose the blessings part. Interesting. So, what are we going to... I have an idea. We will cancel out of this. We'll go back to expert, and we are going to do something which I don't always do, but I should do more of. And we want to make this circle that is about the size of the plate. I could just do the whole, hey, zoom in on the plate. There's what we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the plate onto its own level so that we can adjust the plate separately from the background. Oops. Because someone was not paying attention. Alright, so now the plate is its own level. So now I'm going to turn this off and that off. We're going to zoom back out to the full size. And what I want to do, going to guide it, we're going to then look at these levels, create an adjustment level. I'm going to use the white and brighten that all up. Perfection, right? You're saying, that looks horrible. I'm going to agree with you. That looks awful. However, suddenly I can get a whole different look with the plate. I'll be able to brighten up the plate just a bit because it's its own separate level. So now we're going to just brighten the plate part. And what we're going to do with that, we'll go to guide it, levels, and this time we're going to monkey around with the plate and make sure that we can get the blessing part to really show up. I don't think that's bad. I think that's okay. Alright, done. We'll go back to expert. Merge this. Now, when I throw in that bottom layer, I have two things which I actually like, and then I can throw back in the November. I think we are going to have to change the November so that it goes more along with the lines of our new color. Now we'll highlight that. Okay. Yeah. Then I can just put on a style, and we're going to do a... No, I think I will do a stroke. Okay, on our November, we'll put on a stroke. And with the stroke is just, it's a outline of the letter, but I think I'm going to do it a little bit bigger. And so, I think let's try a 10. 10 is too big. 5? Yeah. I will bring that down. I'm going to... Oh, my bad. I'm going to do this way. So now when I stretch this out, I'm actually stretching out that, so that way if I highlight it, I can make it much bigger. I can do the whole, because I think it needs to go up to 150 maybe? Nope, 150 is too big. How about 140? No, 150 might have been right. 1150. Okay, yeah, that is good. November 2020. Now I can fit this into the window. I like that. I actually like that a lot, and it was fairly simple. So, now what I do is I save this, and then we're going to call it, yes, we'll call it that. Then we're also going to save it as a JPEG, because that's what we need for when we do our wonderful little thing. Cool. Alright, so now we go to our keep notes. We're going to do a new note, which will be the picture. I'm going to upload the picture. Where's Mr. Picture? It is in my videos to be done, which of course, November bullet journal. There we go. And that's what it's going to look like. And when if we were to pin this and go back to here, there, now it should have pinned. Oh yeah, I've got to switch these, move these around. Alright. Refresh. That's what it's going to look like for our November bullet journal. I actually really like that. I think that's really cool, and it's so simple to do. That's what I like about this. So we are all set up. Now, what is your November looking like? Because as of right now, which, hey, by the way, I've got to go back and unpin this because we're not in November yet. As of right now, I don't know what our Thanksgiving is going to be. I do not think it's going to be with family and things, so that is its own issue. But that was my simple, 100% simple bullet journal, and you will see the theme of that. Just like I said, unlike other people where the theme stays in the bullet journal, my theme will stay all throughout my house. I mean, I'm so loving these digital bullet journals. They're quick to do, they're easy to do, and the fact that I keep my theme running throughout my entire house versus just in my bullet journal sort of keeps me going back to my bullet journal. I guess that's a good thing, because I've kept up with it. Now I'm interested to hear from you, because I'm looking at other things that I want to put in my bullet journal and just can't quite figure out how to make them or how to do them. So I am looking at new ways to do this, because they are changing the whole Google thing. So now we have Google Workspace, which is really cool. But I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you are keeping up with your digital bullet journal. Have you started one? Have you started a bullet journal? Whatever works for you is what you should do. And I don't know if I'm going to be adding anything new this month, simply because it's the holidays. I mean, let's face it, it's going to come into the holidays, and I have no idea how this is going to play out. None whatsoever. So we're going to have to see how this goes. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know down in the comments, and I hope I get to see you again the next time you stop by.